Hello and welcome to another episode with your favorite Project Lead the Way teacher, Mr. Spaeth. Today we are going to be working on Activity 7.2, Sectional Views, and we're going to be putting together number 4 in Inventor. So working with these 1, 2, 3, 4 different holes and just making sure that we can draw this out in 3 dimensions. So we're going to make our base first 5 wide by 2 tall, and then we're going to extrude it 3 deep. So I'm just going to start with I'm going to just get on just a default project right now. Sorry, I didn't mean to open that up. Just go New, Mesmer and Part File. Start a sketch on my bottom. I'm just going to use a rectangle here. And it's going to be 2 by 5. And I'm just going to extrude this by 3 inches. And there we have our base ready to go. So you may have noticed if you start doing 2D sketches and drawing circles and extruding circles, trying to chamfer circles to get a tapped hole or a tapered hole, it's kind of tough. There's a lot of different operations you need to go through in order to make holes using the regular tools where you start a sketch and you extrude. Another function that we can use is this hole function. When you open it up, notice it starts with where you want your hole, placement, and linear placement. So you just give it basically a dimension where you want your hole to start. From here, you then pick the type of hole, drilled hole, counter bore, spot face, or countersink hole. And then you specify dimensions right over here on the side for each one. Each one will have different dimensions that we can specify. From there, if we want it to go a certain distance, we can. We can have it a pointed angle at the bottom of the drilled hole, or you can have a flat. You can also have it go through all, so you don't have to worry about flat or angled. And then you can also specify if there's any sort of thread that you're going to put in there or a tapped thread. It really has a lot of different options for us. And let's go through just this first hole and get us started. We'll do the first 2, and I think you can figure out the next 2. So if you're looking at this first hole, it has the smaller diameter is 0.5, and it goes 2 inches deep. And then the larger diameter, because this has a counter bore, this is our counter bore symbol, is 0.75 and ½ inch deep. And it's placed 0.75 over and then an inch up from this side. So that's actually the most important thing. So 0.75 over, an inch up. Let's do that first. So I'm going to pick my face. It's going to be this face. And notice it just kind of places a hole there for us. I'm just going to look at this face a little bit better. There we go. And then these reference points, click on your first arrow. This is my first reference line. Notice how it goes white. I want this to be 1 inch away. So I'm just going to type in 1 inch, and it's going to change it for me. Click on your second red arrow over here. Click your other reference line. And I'm going to pick 0.75. So now my hole's in the right spot. I shouldn't have clicked enter because now I have a hole that I don't really want there. But I can always go back in. So I have it where I want. Now I just need to make it the type of hole I want. So again, it's going to be a counter bore hole. So it's going to be one like this. The smaller diameter is going to be 0.5. So right here, that's my smaller diameter. 0.5. My larger diameter is going to be 0.75. So we'll go right here in 0.75. And it goes down ½ inch. And then the overall, however far this 0.5 goes, is actually 2 inches. So go 2 inches right there. And we're going to have a flat bottom because it does not specify any sort of tapered bottom here for us at all. Okay, so clicking OK. Notice it makes that hole nice and for us. I'm just going to swing around so you can see what it looks like. There we have it. And we're going to go on to our second hole. So click on hole again. We're going to click our face, this one right here. Our first reference line is going to be 1 inch away, and our second reference line is going to be, well, they do chain dimensioning here, so 3/4 of an inch plus 1 inch is where my center is, so 1.75. Right there. Now I didn't mean to hit enter, but there it's right where we want it. Our second hole is a tapered hole, and it is a through hole. So tapered through hole, we can find tapered right here. We do not want a distance, we want it through all. And now we just need to put in our dimensions. So our first one is 0.5 diameter through. So 0.5 diameter, and through, we already specified that. Our taper portion is 1 inch diameter by 82 degrees. So all we need to do here is change that to 1 inch diameter and 82 degrees. We're just going to have it a simple hole, not threaded or anything like that, and click OK. And there's our second hole. So notice how easy this is now compared to starting a 2D sketch, extruding, starting another 2D sketch and extruding again. So it's just kind of taking the complicated nature of making holes out of Inventor. So play around with this a little bit more, put your other 2 holes on there, and make sure you have some fun. I hope you had a good time. Again, like, link, share, or subscribe, and see if I can bring some more Project Lead the Way videos out to you. Thanks.